Welcome back, everyone. It is another episode of Raids Gone Wrong or Right. Because if you do not know yet, Kyurem is officially in raids and we have a bit of an issue with them. Some might say good, some might say bad, but we're going to talk about it today. So what is going on right now is Kyurem has a green circle when you catch it. This is without any type of berry. So people are catching this on the first ball with no berry or just Pinap Berries for extra candy. And it also has its legacy move, Glaciate. Glaciate is a very important move if you want that fusion with the adventure effect. Typically, this is something that's announced if it's an easy catch rate. We usually only get that for like a Go Tour, Go Fest. So having that going on right now, everyone online is saying do these raids now before they patch this error. This is not the first time we have had some type of glitch error pop up with Kyurem. Last year around this time, Kyurem just started popping up all over the world in raids. I think Mega Gengar as well. People were freaking out. Everyone was doing remote raids just in case these were going to go away. And they didn't really go away too quickly. They did end up going away, but with enough time that enough people did remote raids, and if you get what I'm saying, that's kind of what I mean. And we know Kyurem is a very sought after Pokemon. We know there are a lot of people who don't have the Black or White Kyurem fusions, and we know that there is a potential leak of a ticket with the Kyurem Fusion raid days as well. So we know Kyurem is going to be out a lot this month, especially with those leaked rumors. So being able to catch a bunch of Kyurems right now means that you could farm a lot of candy. You can just do raid, catch with a berry, raid, catch with a berry. I mean, this is really unheard of and something you might want to take advantage of, but let me give you a little bit of thought process as to really what's going on. So we know that Niantic messes up their code all the time. We've seen it with Palkia, Dialga raid day. We see it all the time. I don't think that this is any type of coding problem. I truly believe this is a marketing tactic to get people more excited about Kyurem. You create this online hype. Everyone's like, do these raids now before they patch the error. They might patch it or they might just leave it. But it's going to stay out long enough, regardless if it's patched or kept, that more people are going to probably use remote passes than they intend to, or raid this Pokemon more than they intend to. Now, at the time of the video right now, it is 3:38 p.m. in Vietnam. We did a Kyurem raid and it was easier to catch. I used a Pinap Berry, I had a Mega, I got 8 candy. Again, this is huge because Kyurem's adventure effects can be very powerful adventure effects for a lot of players for catching Pokemon, making it easier to catch, possibly glaring birds, everything like that. So having the candy for Kyurem is definitely good. So if you do want the candy, go ahead and do these raids. But I do just want to warn everyone, if you're not so sure on Kyurem, you know, you have raid hour coming up, maybe just play during your raid hour, do that, but maybe don't go overboard because I don't know if this is an accidental error. This could be a permanent thing, making it easier to catch Kyurem just because it's so sought after. There could be something in the code with the raid day coming up where they can't really change it because it seems like something with Palkia Dialga was messed up. So maybe they're trying to test something that we can't have this legacy move on or off, so they just keep it on. I have no idea, but if you can get it with Glaciate, that is good as well. I do think with the Kyurem fusions in the raids, the Kyurem that you catch will probably have Glaciate. If I had to guess, I mean, again, we'll see what that really looks like. That's obviously a rumor, but there's just a lot of discussion going on about these Kyurem glitches. Are they glitches? Will it be patched? Is this a marketing ploy? And just kind of things like that. And this has been shared on the Silph Road Reddit page. And what's really interesting is that a moderator actually had to tell people if you are threatening the original poster by telling them to have gatekept this information, you will get banned from the Silph Road Reddit. I find that really interesting that someone is saying this because there is a little bit of that. Should we be gatekeeping this? Should I even put this video out? If Niantic hears, are they gonna fix this? Or if you don't know about it and they still fix it, then no one got advantage of it. I don't know, there's a little bit of that discussion, like should we be gatekeeping these issues? Because we know that they ended up patching the remote raid glitch. If we had not talked about that so publicly, would that have been fixed? I think they still knew about that glitch. So regardless, people took advantage of it, let them take advantage. They'll fix it when they want to fix it. So I think Niantic already knows about this. I think it would have been fixed by now if this was an actual issue. Or there's something severely wrong with the code because of, I don't know, honestly, like what if it's like what if it's the weekly party play? Like what if it's the weekly challenges again, breaking the code or something? I don't know, we'll have to see what happens. But back to the Reddit post. You're able to kind of see some old comments there, not all of them because they have been deleted, but if you go into it really quickly, screenshot, you can see some of the old comments and someone's like, stop posting it and don't tell anyone. And then someone replies that, for real, I hope everyone who posts gets reimbursed and loses all their Kyurems if it gets fixed before anyone else gets a go at it. And I just think that's a really negative way to approach this. This is someone who's like, wow, I figured out this thing. It's an easy catch rate. You can get Glaciate. I got to tell the world about this because this is huge. We should just be more like, hey, thanks for letting me know. Maybe I'm going to do more Kyurem now because it's an easy catch rate. Not like, how dare you share this information? I think like part of this game is like, that is fun. There's so much information that is never shared with creators, that is never shared with the players. And the only way we get information is by sharing it across different communities, videos like this, Discords, Reddits. So that is part of the fun of this game, is figuring out these little things that they're giving us as a surprise. Not everything is announced, and we're seeing way more is not being announced than is announced. Now, whether this was a mistake or done on purpose, it still begs the question of why are we lacking some of this information? I know so much information is shared by players finding things out and discovering this, but I feel like when it comes to raid Pokemon, something that is a paid component of the game, things like shiny odds should be shared, things like catch rate should be shared, or just at least giving us a heads up like, hey, it's going to be easier to catch this Pokemon right now. And that's it. That way people aren't getting this panic and raiding way more than they would today or doing more remote raids. It's more important to be a well-informed consumer to make those decisions rather than feeling the FOMO of like, oh my gosh, I have to do this because everyone is saying, do your Kyurem raids now before it's patched and it's not easy and you can't get the candy and you won't get Glaciate because you're gonna have to use an Elite Charge TM. And it's like, I have a lot of Elite Charge TM, so if I end up getting a good Kyurem, I'll just use it on that. And I think a lot of players get that. And I don't know, I feel like this causes a lot of FOMO in the community. It causes a lot of chaos. It's causing meanness in the community. People being mean to this OP and threatening to get these things removed and gatekeep the information. It's kind of like, I don't know what's going on, but it's not creating a very positive environment that Pokemon Go is. It should be more fun. It's a game. Yes, there's strategy. Yes, there's skill a little bit, but when it comes to something like catching Kyurem easily, I don't really feel like it's the end of the world if it goes back to catching harder, because you can just use Kyurem's adventure effects to make it a little bit easier, learn how to make an excellent throw on, you know, these legendary Pokemon. It's not as difficult as some other legendaries that hit excellent throws and hopefully catch, but it also gives you a reason to get the platinum badges for Dragon and Ice type, because once you get those platinum badges, it is a little bit easier to catch these Pokemon. So if you're struggling to catch and you feel like you need this easier catch rate, just work on those platinum badges. It's the winter season. We should be getting a bunch of Ice type out, Dragons out right now with the calm days, so you should be able to work on those badges. But I do also feel like there is a large part of the community that does feel like this is a huge marketing ploy done on purpose to cause that FOMO. Make people spend more money, because the more money spent, the more money they earn. And I feel like that's a little shady, and I don't really feel like it's the best for the player base to ever feel that way. I felt that way with Palkia Dialga, like, how is this so messed up? And like, we keep raiding it, we keep giving them money, yet we keep doing these raids. It's like they know for some of these Pokemon that they can mess up and people will just keep raiding and it does not even matter. And it does make certain creators have to come out and start talking about these practices of what is going on. And that's why information has to be shared. Information needs to be shared also to stay away from these possibly questionable marketing tactics. But I don't really feel like this was done on accident. I do feel like it's a little bit more done on purpose. Now it could be on purpose and permanent, or on purpose and change. The same way when Kyurem came out last year around this time, it was right before they announced the Black and White Kyurem fusions, and I felt like that gave a little bit more of hype for the tour last year when that was announced, because like Kyurem came out for a day, everyone got it and they're like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? And I even think the Kyurem fusions were accidentally given as a GBL reward. Yeah. So even as a GBL reward, and they ended up taking those back, which is insane. But we have had accidental shiny releases, like Scatterbug, I believe, was out, and like it was like an accident. Or we had something like Salandit that came out and like they never announced it, but now it is officially a shiny. Same like Tinkatink, that wasn't really clear. That seems like it's been a shiny debut. So this could also be part of that, of like we're just knowing less and less about the game, and we are just gonna have to rely on sharing this information and being okay to share this information rather than feeling like we need to gatekeep it or anything like that, because really we should be sharing information. People should know this is going on so they can make that well-informed decision themselves if they choose to raid it or not. Now for us, we played the tour very, very aggressively. We have our Kyurems, we have the fusion, we have the candy. So for us, this isn't gonna make us play any more than we would have. We have raid hour tonight, we'll play that obviously. And then we also will have hopefully the raid days. Honestly, that's probably a better time to raid the Kyurem fusions because you actually get the fusion energy and the Kyurem encounter. So I feel like to be a little bit more economic, I would really skip out on Kyurem just being in raids and wait for the Kyurem fusions to be out because you need that fusion energy, right? A lot of the people who were commenting in this Reddit post as well were like, oh my gosh, how do I get fusion energy? So we still have questions of people who don't quite get it, that if you do Kyurem, you're not getting the fusion energy unless you're taking down a Kyurem fusion. That's how you get the energy. So to me, I would rather double dip, get the energy and the encounter rather than just the encounter, but that's because I've played, so it's obviously up to you and how you want to play and what you need and your resources. Now, hopefully by the time I make this video, we might start having answers. This might be patched, it still might be easy. So regardless of that though, I still have a really important discussion to have as why is this happening? Why are people upset? Why can't they share the information? If it is an error, are they going to own up to their mistake and be like, hey, this happened? That way we just know that they know it was an error rather than just all of a sudden we're playing and it's like a red circle. I feel like it's just a little bit more, we need more information. I feel like when they mess up, like with Palkia Dialga, their response wasn't good enough. I wanted to know what was the error, and I felt like the rewards weren't that good either for the amount of like errors that were made during that event. So hopefully, like I said, we'll figure out more answers. If anyone has answers, definitely let us know if you know a little bit more than maybe some other people, because I feel like people are connected. They know things that like we don't know, or like we know things that you don't know. So it's all a little bit interesting for me. But take this information for whatever decision you need to make, whether it's rating this, not rating it, using berries to catch, using a mega to catch, because you want it for the legacy move. There's a lot of reasons you may or may not want this, but just go ahead and make that decision for yourself rather than being told, oh my gosh, you have to do this, or making someone feel bad of like, oh my gosh, I hope you didn't share this and you did, and like now you're like in this drama in your Pogo group. Like, I don't know, we should just all be adults here. It's a game. Play it how you want, take this information how you want, and at the end of the day, I hope everyone gets a shundo. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about everything that's been discussed, from the Reddit post to the easy catch rate with the legacy move, the gatekeeping of information, all of the can of worms that this is opening up right now, because this discussion is leading to so many more discussions that we could potentially have. Let me know in the comments though. Let's keep the discussion going, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
We want to give a huge thank you to our incredible Patreon supporters. Your support means everything to us and helps make content like this possible.
You're helping us take things to the next level. We couldn't do this without you.